Hi, Yvonne. Thanks for coming in today.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, I appreciate it. So, when last I spoke with you on the phone, we were talking a little bit about, little Elijah's, kind of behaviors that you didn't care for. And, I'd asked you to kind of help work with me, us to work as a team to kind of help diminish some of the, behaviors that you're seeing in Elijah.
Well, yeah. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Okay. And so, some of the homework that I had given you last time, do you remember?
Yes, yes, I do.
Okay, what was one exercise?
I think he had to sit in a room and write something on a piece of paper, and I don't know, something about a ball in the sky. I really don't know.
Okay, that's fine. And then how do you think that he reacted to it?
You know, I don't know. It just seemed like he wasn't really interested, and so it was hard for him to focus to get involved. I just don't know if it was really, you know, doing him any good. I just don't know.
And how was it for you?
I'm trying to see the point. It's just, it's hard right now. I don't know the point of it.
Can I ask Yvonne, I know that we've been working with Elijah for a little bit. And, I'd
Mhm.
asked that we kind of move to a little bit of the family systems and kind of take a look at how each role in the family could possibly be affecting behaviors. Do you recall that
I kind of
conversation?
remember something like that. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I don't expect you to memorize everything, but I kind of want to keep the reminder back to you know to get the behaviors that we would like to see in people. Sometimes we have to kind of do a little internal kind of searching to see how we could maybe be exacerbating different aspects in people that we don't. It's almost kind of like we're being, whether we know it or not, a little counterproductive.
What do you mean?
For example, and I'm not saying this is what you do, I'm just using this as an example.
Mm-hmm.
If someone that you care about is displaying behaviors that you don't care for, and you tell them that you want to correct that behavior, but
Mm-hmm.
you show them that behavior in a very mean, kind of demonstrative way, what you might want to do, what you might find that you're going to get the better result in is if you model the behavior that you want. So if this person is giving loud, erratic behavior,
Mm.
loud, erratic tones, maybe you speaking in a more calm tone can get them to match where you're at. Does that make sense?
I see where you're going with this. I do. Yeah.
And is that something that, you think that you could participate in?
Mm. It just depends on what's going on for the day. I have really tough days, and so
I get it.
I don't always, I'm not always, warm and fuzzy. It's just not practical for me to always be warm and fuzzy, you
And
know?
it's understandable. And then for you to be checked in with your feelings, I think is a good thing because that is also something that you can model. And, there's nothing wrong with experiencing unpleasant emotions. I think kind of where we get a little upset with ourselves and frustrated with
Mm.
ourselves is that we think that we should only be experiencing outwardly pleasant emotions, but the unpleasant ones need to be bottled in.
Well, unpleasant emotions happen to people all the time.
Hmm.
So that's a real thing. And so I think that's the honest truth.
Yeah.
So that's the way I feel about it.
And then unpleasant emotions, how does that make you feel? What do you feel your body doing when you're experiencing something unpleasant?
I'm angry. I'm always angry. So, I just want to punch something.
And how
So
do you cope with that?
cope. I don't. Not really.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
you kind of just let it, so it doesn't really kind of go anywhere, really.
No,
You know, and
no, I guess not.
I know that I primarily do work with Elijah, but I'm here for the whole family unit. I care about your well-being too because that at the end of the day is going to affect Elijah.
Hmm.
And while I am not diminishing anything that you've gone through, I want you to understand that some of his behaviors come from his trauma. But I want you to know that I see you and recognize that you probably got a lot of learned behaviors that have got you reacting the way that you are to his trauma. It's trauma matching trauma almost.
I see. Mm.
And the different responses are going to butt heads. It's not unusual. So it's just a matter of getting you guys to speak a language that is understandable. You may not like it, and he may not like it, but that's going to have to be a compromise that we get to down the road. And so when we're talking about different things that maybe you can participate, I think one good thing that you can maybe consider would be, thinking about some things that you can do.
Like what?
Like different things that you can, I mean, I can't really tell you
Mm.
what to do, but something that you think would be, you know, you give me an example, something that would kind of make an interaction more pleasant that starts off unpleasant. Like how could you help de-escalate?
Well, he could just follow the instructions, go to bed when he's told to go to bed, and then I won't have to put up with anything. So
I mean, and in a perfect world, it would kind of go like that. But I mean, he's got his autonomy, and so do you. I mean, even though he is a child, I mean, he doesn't want to be told what to do any more than you do, right?
yeah, but he's a child. That's the point. So he has to be told what to do, and so I'm here to tell him what to do.
Okay, I mean, that's a fair take,
Hmm.
but I just want you to, really sit with the statement that he may not react well to that. How does that feel to you?
Oh, I really don't care how he reacts to it. It's just that's the way it's going to happen. So he has to do what he's told. So
And if you get an explosive reaction out of not being told, him not what he's being told to do, how is that going to make you feel?
I don't feel any way, one way or the other. He still has to do what he's told. It's
Okay.
not about what I feel. It's about the child doing what he's supposed to do.
But your feelings do matter, though, Yvonne. I want you to know that. You are able
Hmm.
to participate in you know, this process as much as you want. And again, I
Well, I don't
am,
know. I thought you were here for him. I'm not sure
I,
what this has to do with me.
mhm.
So I'm not sure.
I just want to check in with you and make
Hmm.
sure how this is
Right.
feeling for you.
Again, I don't think that's not where the purpose of this. The purpose is Elijah, me,
Yeah.
maybe not so much. So
Have you ever gotten therapy in the past before, Yvonne?
no, for what? What do I need therapy for?
I mean, to be honest with
I
you,
don't think I need it. I think I'm fine. Yeah, I may curse, scream, and whatever. But hey, it's worked out. It's fine for me.
it's been,
I don't need any help.
yeah, it's been
So
getting you through so far.
I'm doing just fine.
I know it can feel like a really foreign concept if it's something that hasn't been normalized
Yeah,
for
yeah,
you.
yeah, yeah.
What do you think? Okay, when you hear therapy, what do you think that is?
For crazy people, I'm not crazy. What do I need therapy for?
Okay. What do you think about the idea of talking to someone rather than keeping things to yourself?
I talk to people all the time. We're having a conversation right now, and it still doesn't make a difference.
Okay. Well, okay, something that kind of brings you relief. Tell me something that brings you relief.
Bringing me relief. Maybe taking a shot of Hennessy or something. That might bring a little relief. I'm not sure.
And, while that may not be the best example, but that is I kind of want you to see the correlation between this action of shots of Hennessy. It's an action, it's a choice that you're making to do, but it's bringing you relief. That is almost kind of the definition of therapeutic. So different
Mm.
things. So I hear what
Bring
you're,
the Hennessy then.
well,
Bring it on.
that's an after session thing. But,
Mm.
if you want to look for different ways to kind of release stress,
Mm.
that in its way is its own form of therapy. That's why people do hobbies. That's why people go on vacations. It's therapeutic. It doesn't have to be lying on a couch analyzing of all of the traumas in your childhood. Everybody has a story to tell, and everybody deserves a platform to tell it on.
Mm.
I welcome you to kind of like embrace the idea of just maybe working closely with someone yourself, maybe kind of understanding, unpacking maybe some of your motivations, if that's something that sounds good for you or something you think
Mm.
you would benefit from at some point when you're ready. I mean, therapy is very scary. The concept, the idea of going to a total stranger and being vulnerable with them is absolutely terrifying. And I understand reluctance, but it's just keep it in the back of your mind. So back to kind of like Elijah and what we're talking about, maybe ways I suggested maybe modeling behavior. Now I know you had said that what you kind of says goes, he's a kid and he needs to do what he's told. How can we reframe that in a way that you would get a more desirable response?
do what I say.
Okay. I invite you to think about this. Yes, okay, that can be your motivation, right? That can be your goal, but do you have to use those exact words?
Why? What other words would I use?
Let's
Those.
talk about it. Let's talk about it.
I don't know if there what else is there to talk about. The way I was raised is you told a kid to do what they were supposed to do, they did it, and that's it. And you respect your parents and you talk when you were given a chance to talk. And if they didn't want to hear your voice, you go in the back room and you say nothing.
Hmm.
Children
And
didn't have a voice, so now all of a sudden they want to talk, 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 and now they have a say. That's not the way it's supposed to be.
how's that working with Elijah?
It's working just fine.
Hmm. He's happy.
He'll get it soon. He'll
You're
get it.
okay. Are you
Hmm.
happy?
It is what it is.
Would you say that your home is peaceful?
I wouldn't say that at all, but
Is the goal peace?
I don't know what the goal is.
When you, Yvonne, first brought Elijah to me, what were you hoping our sessions would accomplish?
I really didn't know. I just thought it was might be a good idea for him to talk to somebody else. I just didn't know. I didn't know what to make of what was going on. So,
Who recommended that you come to a therapist?
I think somebody made a phone call and whoop de woo and this, that, and the other, and so people got involved, and so here we are.
Hmm.
Yeah, here we are.
It sounds like you didn't have much choice in the matter.
I don't think I did.
So what you're saying is that some other entity told you what to do and you had to deal with it.
Yeah, I think somebody was kind of, snooping around and doing this, that, and the other, and word got back, and so this is where we are.
Tell me again about your philosophy on children doing what they're told?
Quiet. Do what they're told. Do what they're supposed to do. Do their work, their school work, and that's it.
So the entity that came in and strongly recommended that you bring Elijah to therapy, were you quiet and did what you told?
Was I quiet and did what I told? What you mean?
Did you bring him to therapy because you were instructed to or because you wanted to?
I don't know if I had a choice, really.
And this is what I'm saying. How much did you resent being forced to do something that you didn't want to do?
Yep.
Probably not making you too warm and fuzzy
I
inside.
think you got a point there. Yeah, I see where you're going with this, but yeah.
Okay. Well, next week I really kind of want to visit this. If you could come back, we can maybe talk with Elijah and see what we can get done. Okay. Thanks for coming in.